everybody. This is Rock Hopper Radio.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, Mr. Drummer, hit it.
How's everybody doing?
Let's get to the desk.
It's Monday.
What's going on, guys? It's Monday, May 4th, 2020 here on Rock Harbor Radio. Just turned afternoon on the eastern seaboard, and it's still morning out there in California. But hope you're listening with us, and want to say good morning. Hope everybody's doing good, had a good weekend.
It's May the 4th.
May the 4th.
Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
I know. That's awesome. I've been seeing all kinds of posts on Facebook and stuff for that. But anyway, great weekend. We had a great weekend doing our quarantine concert series with Alex and Ron. Great bands, great people. We did a bunch of Billy Joel last night, which was awesome. So if you didn't catch that, you can either go to Number One Tequila page, or you can go to the Vbar page and scroll down and catch some of those acts. And yeah, they were good. Lots of comments.
Oh, it was great.
We had over 500,000 viewers for Friday or Saturday's concert, and then a little over 250,000 viewers last night. So
Yeah,
it's good.
It's been growing.
It's been growing, which is awesome. So
And then Saturday night show, we decided to do a little test with a green suit.
oh yeah, John had a good show on Saturday, and
Well, John's head had a good show.
John's head and hands.
My
had a
body
good
was
show.
not there.
But
People seem to like that, though. People like to see. People thought less of you was more.
They loved it. Wait till we get. We have something in the works as far as the suits and stuff. So that'll be the next show. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we could do all kinds of stuff. We can make it look like, we can make objects float and stuff, you know, because we can put it all, cover our face and our hands.
oh yeah,
That would be awesome. I would like to see, well, I think we could have a piano player have a whole suit on and make it just look like the piano's playing itself.
that would be
Ooh.
cool.
That's actually pretty awesome.
But like you said, it's hard to play with the hands on when you're playing guitar.
Well, there's a difference between guitar and like piano, to where guitar it's covering up the note. If you
Right.
can't hear the note, piano we should be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that's gonna be awesome.
We could make it look like a,
Adam's Family.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
that'd be awesome.
Man, people are pouring in. I'm glad you all are up, because it's Monday and I'm not so up right now, but I'm
Dedicated
getting
to the
there.
Mondays.
I'm getting there. But when I need a little comfort, I drink some of my Element C black cherry. It's refreshing, CBD infused, no added sugar, and it tastes great.
Yeah, he just opened it, so now after he takes a couple sips, watch, he'll pep up now.
Which is weird, because CBD is supposed to be relaxing and actually gives me energy. And if I really want to have some fun, I dump it in some of that Simple Vodka over there. And
You ever
it's
tried it with Key
yummy.
West Smuggler's Whiskey?
I have not.
You need to.
I've tried the Apple Rush apple with it, and it tastes fabulous. It's a monster of a taste.
Our shameless plugs, like, to the people who've been watching and are still tuning in, like, new people, they're like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. But the people that have been watching and are like, wow,
Oh,
these guys
God.
are really getting creative with their shameless plugs.
Shameless plugs.
Shameless plug.
Ugh.
But yeah, we got a new little thing new little game we're gonna try for this show today. We're gonna do a versus battle. You know, we're gonna bring up like two artists or bands and say who was better. So that's gonna be later on in the show. We want you guys to tune in and, you know, debate with us, give us your opinions. We want to hear it. But what?
I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
That was going to be fun.
Yeah.
I sort of scared myself.
Why?
Because, well, I have the picture here on screen because I'm watching comments and all that. Hey, what's up, Charles and Michael? And as I'm watching stuff, I had to shave for an important meeting this morning. And I just looked at it, and I'm like, I haven't seen myself, like, shaving in a little while. And I'm like, oh, my God, your face looks really fat.
Look at Scruffy over here. It's
You
been
got
over a
baby
month.
face.
I got baby face. My
That's
face
right.
looks fat. Anyway.
See, if
I'll
I
deal
was
with it.
sitting in the middle, then it would look like an evolution poster of beards.
That would look like an evolution poster beard.
If you ever pass out here, I'm trimming this so you look Amish.
So
That'd be cool. I'll bring a top hat. and
anyway,
some butter. So yeah, let's go into what happened.
do some
Yesterday.
history,
Old news.
old news.
News of yesterday.
All right. 1990, David Bowie's ex-wife Angela goes on the Joan Rivers show and says that she once walked in on Bowie and Mick Jagger naked in a bed. Angela signed a gag order when she divorced Bowie that kept her from talking for 10 years, and that was taking advantage of the opportunity.
That's a big music rumor. You know, a lot of people still talk about that.
Yeah.
Like what happened with them. But that makes you think, like, how many rock star like ex-wives have started like false rumors that people
Oh,
to this
yeah.
day think are true, you know?
Fake news.
Fake news.
That's right.
Good afternoon, Patricia.
Good after morning.
Oh my God! I told you it's a Monday. Holy crap! Anyway,
So, 1978, Jefferson Starship's album Earth is certified platinum.
and I love that because we did Jefferson Starship.
We did.
Well, we didn't. We didn't actually.
You
did the
ran
show.
sound.
We did
you
the
ran
show.
sound.
Well, you were just talking about Mick Jagger and Bowie in bed together. So
I looked
I
at
had to just take care of that.
I looked up some of the songs, and it's like Love Too Good, Count on Me, Take Your Time, Crazy Feeling, Skateboard Fire, Show Yourself, Runaway, and All Night Long.
We got to interview them.
Yeah, me and Spider did an interview with them.
Rock Harbor Radio
Yeah.
interview.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
And they were fun mixing. We got to actually mix them twice in a row. It was like one weekend and then the following weekend. And who's the singer, the older guy? I forgot his name.
Mickey Thomas?
Uh,
Because
no,
there are two starships. There's a starship featuring Mickey Thomas and then Starship with Grace.
I don't know. I know
He's the original member, though.
yeah,
Oh.
Jefferson Airplane.
Jefferson
to
Airplane.
to Jefferson
Yeah.
Then that
Starship.
wouldn't be Mickey Thomas.
And he rocked it out when we did that concert.
Yeah, he
Like,
how
oh,
old was he?
Like 81 or
Yeah,
something.
he just turned 81 when we did it, and he
Yeah.
could still hit those notes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We interviewed Donnie Baldwin, the drummer.
Yeah.
Is it Marty?
So might have been. I don't know his name. But I'll tell you what, he rocked it out. And they were just fun to work with, and man, they still rocked it out and jammed pretty well. So, but
What else is going on in the old news, John?
Oh, let's go 2012. Never even heard of this guy. Wait, Adam Yauch? Is that how you say it?
I think so.
yeah,
All right, Adam Yauch, a.k.a. MCA of the Beastie Boys, dies of cancer at 47 in New York City.
I have some great Beastie Boys stories. I can't really tell them on air since some of it needs to be censored. However, they used to be on when I did MTV Spring Break with Pauly Shore and stuff. Those dudes threw down, dude. Those dudes threw down. They were like the stories of when I talked about the old time rock and rollers who used to throw the couch off the balcony.
Mm-hmm. That was
That was them.
That's killer.
They were
I would believe
know.
it.
animals.
I know
Monsters.
One of my best friends lives about a half-hour away. Beastie Boys is by far one of his all-time favorite bands, and I love the fact that back in the day they were doing rap because it was a challenge, like back in the 80s, like bands coming out and trying to expose that kind of stuff. And the Beastie Boys, in the beginning, they didn't play their own instruments, and all of a sudden, as they progressed, each of the members learned how to play an instrument.
Wow.
Mm.
Cool.
I got one. 1970, later memorialized in the Neil Young song Ohio, the United States National Guard fires on protesters at Kent State University in Ohio, killing 4 students, 2 of whom weren't even protesting this shameful event in American history, leads to the formation of Devo as Mark Mothersbaugh. Is that how you say that?
I think so. Mother's Ball.
And
yeah.
Jerry Casale are both on campus and horrified by the events. That's 50 years ago today. A lot of people have been speaking out that were there. I saw Joe Walsh from the Eagles said that he was remembering the 50-year anniversary today of that, and he said that he thinks America is just as divided now as it was then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if America is divided as much by like race and things anymore as it is by like just politics.
Yeah.
Politics are crazy. Yeah.
Dude,
Just get along, everybody. Jeez.
You know, if everybody listened to more music and
Why
better
can't
music,
we be friends?
everybody'd love each other.
1968, Steppenwolf make their U.S. television debut, performing "Born to Be Wild" on American Bandstand.
Created a love song for all bikers everywhere.
And that's all you got?
I saw Steppenwolf when I was 8 years old.
Did you really?
Yep. At a county fair, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yep.
I've never seen them, but that was one of the first songs that we had to learn back in the day, being in a band. And you're like, okay, we'll play this song. And of course, you know, over the years, everything progressed. And it's interesting how when you go back and listen to the original song, after you've played it so many different ways and so many different times and with so many different bands, it's funny how the song actually changed compared to the original. You're like, oh, that was in the song.
Well, they played Magic Carpet Ride, too, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That thing's been changed 100 million times and used in 100 million movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's, you know, so that's cool. 1967, the Turtles, Happy Together, is certified gold.
You and me, and me and you.
And me and you and you and me and me and you.
No matter how they toss it.
So happy together.
And that's all for that.
I'm happy together when I'm drinking Element Brands.
And it's Monday.
I almost got it through.
All right, let me try for this. Watch this.
Too low.
Dang.
I feel like a Foley artist.
And not,
Loser.
not there.
We all miss. We're all losers.
That's right.
Anyway, let's go to the
The
news.
news.
Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome to Rock Harbor Radio News.
This just in.
Well, tell me more.
You want me to go first? Or you gonna go first?
You can go first.
All right. Axl Rose takes aim at local sheriffs for refusing to enforce beach closure order. So, rocker Axl Rose has blasted local officials in California for opting not to enforce beach closure guidelines during the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. The Guns N' Roses singer was appalled to see news stories about locals and visitors packing state beaches on Saturday despite Governor Gavin Newsom's order to close Orange County beaches to help slow the spread of the virus, and took to Twitter to vent his frustration. And I quote, this is the actual quote from Axl Rose. If the sheriffs can choose not to enforce the beach closures, can the hospitals choose not to admit any possible COVID-19 suspected beachgoers? Just asking.
Well,
Trying a new news voice.
Now the question is Axl Rose's house on the beach?
you're
Probably.
reinventing yourself.
Probably so. Unheard demo by Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr to be sold at auction. Angel in Disguise was written by the pair for Starr's 1992 solo album Time Takes Time. But the demo did not make the LP's final cut. It is now being sold by former Radio Luxembourg DJ Tony Prince and is expected to fetch up to 20,000 pounds at auction. Pounds is the British version of dollars, just so you know.
Oh, okay, thanks.
How many pounds are we
quarter.
talking?
A quarter of the profits will go to the NHS Charities Together COVID-19. The demo tape features 2 versions of the track, a demo with McCartney on vocals and a fuller take featuring Starr's vocals alongside additional instruments and backing vocals.
So what you're saying is you get a quarter of a pound.
Sounds like you get a quarter of a song.
Quarter of a song.
Who? I don't know. I wouldn't care to buy that at auction, because whoever's gonna buy it probably end up leaking it somewhere. If nobody's
Probably.
ever heard it, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Or they'll license it or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Let the other guy buy it.
Man who broke into Eminem's house was arrested last year for the same crime. Didn't we cover this
Yeah,
Friday?
this is like last week.
Did you read? You just read the headline.
Well,
Yes.
The new news just surfaced.
I understand. That's why I was asking.
Oh, yeah, we did cover this. That's why I put it in.
So
Yeah.
I could reference it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gosh, Spider,
I thought
it's
you were saying-
Monday.
I thought you were saying I put the
It's
same piece of news out.
Monday.
Anyway, it is being reported that Hughes was arrested less than a year ago for committing the same crime at one of Eminem's older properties. He was taken into custody in June 2019 for trespassing on 2 different properties, one of which was previously owned by the rapper. This guy sounds like a stalker, not a
Yeah,
stealer.
what is
Yeah,
up with
he's
that guy?
obsessed with Eminem.
He's obsessed with Eminem.
Dang. Might want to keep him away, like put him like away. That
I
that
read
stinks.
I read more into that, and apparently the guy, when he got arrested, he said he was looking for his brother Marshall.
Maybe it is his brother. Who knows?
Maybe it's like
I saw the movie. Anything could be possible.
Denied.
it's
And there
close.
wasn't even a goalie there.
I know, right?
So
Anyway, but yeah, that's all I got for the news. I thought we could expound upon that a little bit more, but I'm excited to get to this game here in a little bit.
I am excited about the game. I feel like I'm in a fighting mood today. I want to kill somebody.
Ooh.
Not literally, just want to rip somebody's head off
Ew.
verbally. So, so I'm ready. Let's do this.
So this game.
Get your frustrations out.
So this game is it's I titled it Versus Game. So I know on the show a lot that I have debated the fact that opinion doesn't matter. It's all subjective. This game is it's mostly opinion. It's going to be mostly opinion. So it's going to be my point of view versus John's point of view versus Jason's point of view. So, but we might agree on a lot of them. So, let's get to the first one.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun dun dun.
Da, 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 da.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first verse game will be Elvis versus Michael Jackson.
How do you even compare? That's the king of pop, king of rock.
Somebody's
Who's-
got to be the king of all. You
Yeah,
can't have too many chiefs.
Yeah, you can't have 2 kings. Who's the
Two
king of
cooks
it
in the
all?
kitchen don't work.
Michael Jackson.
I vote Michael Jackson.
Elvis. I mean,
Are you just saying
Graceland.
that so you disagree?
No. I'm saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Michael Jackson, but the king. I mean, he's done more with movies, and also served in the war. World
Have
War
you ever
II.
seen The Wiz?
No.
Come on now.
You haven't seen the Michael Jackson story?
You haven't seen This Is It?
Yes, I saw it.
Dicta!
I mean, did Elvis ever catch on fire?
Yeah. Did Elvis write any of his songs? No.
Well, Elvis. Look at the dance. Look at everything that he changed. I mean, if you look at it, they ended up having to film him from the waist down back in the day to not offend people.
True, and at the end, he did teach fat people how to dance because he was fat.
Do you remember Forrest Gump? How they tied it into that? Just that he supposedly showed Elvis those dance moves, and Elvis back in the day, nailed it. That's just my take on it.
Well, if you think of it from a music point of view, Michael Jackson, I think, was more musically inclined. His whole life was dedicated to it. He wrote most of his
Forced
stuff.
by the father.
It doesn't matter how it was done.
He
it's
said later in
done.
life he respected his father for doing that for him.
And they both had their stages because and you know what, I'm not trying to argue with our people out there, but like Diane said, Elvis was before Jackson. Well, there's a lot of people that were before other people and they weren't as cool.
Yeah, it's like well, I could argue that Mozart or Beethoven was before all of them and was better than all of them.
But is it being played today? So
Yeah, it is.
compare that to Elvis. Compare that to Michael Jackson.
A lot of people are,
Or what?
I think a lot of people are misled because they only think of Michael Jackson as current Michael Jackson too. And just like Elvis had his phases, Michael Jackson that had their phases too. I mean, he was part of Jackson 5 that moved up and up and up and up. So he had variety too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I think you could look at him from like a dancing point of view. Michael Jackson was a better dancer.
Oh,
had more
absolutely.
impact for the dancing, for people that dance, people that do stage dancing and stuff. Michael Jackson's a big influence because he was the one that started a lot of that big stuff. Is one made it big.
And I think Michael Jackson pulled more crowds across the world.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
I think he's a better singer. Think he's better in music wise.
But like I said back in the day, you had to have that person to change the way the things are.
Yeah, Elvis
So
stole it
Elvis-
from Chuck Berry.
Elvis paved the path.
From Chuck Berry.
So Chuck Berry, did that whole.
Well, Elvis started as a gospel singer,
Yes.
Yeah.
not as a rock and roller.
Well,
People like Chuck Berry influenced him to
Most
go to the dark side and become one with the devil and dance on
I feel
swinging
like
hips.
Most people would say they're more influenced by Chuck Berry than Elvis Presley.
Well, a lot of people are commenting. There's a lot of Elvises
Yeah.
being said.
They're both revolutionary.
I want to hear from everybody out here because I see it revolutionary and stuff. I want to know why he was revolutionary.
If you look
Give
at
me
the
a
culture,
Give
if
us
you look at
some
the
reason.
culture, there was a big explosion when Elvis came out. It was very different.
But the same girls that were passing out for Elvis were passing out for the Stones and the Beatles and everybody else.
Yeah.
The thing back then is chicks were a lot more like, the more groupie. Now chicks are not as groupie-ish, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Like you don't see chicks going to concerts and passing out. If you watch like the old videos of like the concerts, like the Beatles getting off the plane and like walking past girls and they're like passing out, like there's not that excitement like there is now.
I mean, there's people breaking into Eminem's house.
Well,
How exciting is that?
and I think at the end, there was still people still chicks that were passing out every time they saw Michael Jackson and stuff like that. But like, I think that was towards the end. There was more of a feminist movement that started happening, and they became more reserved when it came to that. So,
I mean, Michael Jackson got awards from the president, for influence on culture. He's won countless Grammys. He's done Super Bowl halftime shows. He's revolutionized the music video industry.
That was one thing. His music videos were pretty iconic. And I know Elvis had some like crazy Vegas shows that were pretty elaborate, but also Michael Jackson had elaborate shows. So while I believe that they are both close to the same, I believe that Michael Jackson as a whole moved farther beyond Elvis for those reasons.
Yeah.
And just for the record, and I'm going to let you all know, I've had chicks pass out with me as well. It just took a lot of alcohol, and I had to pour it into their mouth. That is a true story.
So if you're with Burko, Bowden, and Smith Law Group, and you're filing claim against John for taking advantage through alcohol,
You and a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
Oh yeah, whatever. It was the
We
cheap
had nothing
alcohol.
to do with it. It was all John.
No. It
Okay.
it was all the alcohol that was given at the place that I played at.
Anyway.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's move on from there.
So,
Dun, 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 dun.
you want
Da, 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 da.
which one do you want to do next?
Let's just go in order.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. The second one is Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera.
Christina,
All the
totally,
way.
all the way.
It's
Yes.
Brittany. Bleh.
You got an itch?
Well, I've mixed both of them, and I can tell you Christina Aguilera is a better choice.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she just has skills. But
Well, I can't think of one Christina song, the name of it off the top of my head. But "Oops, I Did It Again" is an
Genie
revolutionary.
in a bottle. Genie in a bottle,
banger.
baby.
Oh, pfft. No way.
Christine, absolutely. Look at the way that she can sing. She can sing super soft.
Did she
She
shave
can
her
belt.
head? No, she didn't shave her head.
Well,
That's because she didn't go psycho.
did you shave your
We all
head?
go a
Because
little
I did,
psycho.
and I didn't go psycho.
Yeah, you look like a Britney fan with the beard and
No,
hair.
we were just talking about that last night. How the whole shaving of my head came to be, and it was because
Johnny Plaus likes Britney.
Clifford. I like Christina. That's just me. But
Come on, guys. We want to hear what you like. Type in what you think should be. But I think Christina by far.
I think
she's
Christina's
a
a
better
better-
singer.
Yeah, I think she's a better artist, but I just don't like her at all. Like, I think that now what was she on The Voice?
yeah,
One of
she
those
was.
shows.
She was
Just
on The Voice.
Yeah, just seeing her, I was just like, I just couldn't stand her as a person. Brittany,
Do you even know her?
I would party with Brittany. She's probably a lot of fun.
But have you met either or?
No.
Christina is a nicer person.
There you go.
Just
Yeah, I would be a total diva if I was Brittany. I'd be like, go get me a double mixo latte with extra. I don't care. She has the right to be Brittany.
Not really.
I don't
she
think
does.
so.
No, just because you have a name does not give you the right to think that you are anything better
She
than
just
another
got there
person.
first. That's the only reason. She got there
She came first.
first. That's it.
You know what? You guys are just toxic.
Oh, my God.
See what we have to deal with?
Sorry. Oops, I did it again.
Little special boy.
For Jordan's book, Dad Jokes,
Dad jokes, Volume 3.
Volume 3, you
Already
can
written
go
2.
to
The other
Amazon,
2 you can't find.
Amazon.com.
Yep. They're hits, bestsellers. It's on Oprah's book list.
Nice.
Oprah.
All right.
All right.
Next one.
Oh, this one's going to be an awesome one.
This one will cause controversy. All right.
Whitney Houston versus Aretha Franklin.
Whitney.
Whitney.
Aretha.
Why?
Just because she's done it all.
Whitney has a better range.
Yeah. Better singer.
Aretha inspired. So that's
And you
where
don't
I
think
go
Whitney
old school.
Houston inspired people?
Well, everybody inspires people, but if you look at it, Aretha inspired Whitney. So
Right,
you
but
got to give it credit.
The argument isn't who came first.
Right.
That's it. That just destroys the whole argument. You can't. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter if this person inspired this person. Did somebody come after and do it better?
Did you
And I
watch
think
this?
Whitney did.
I think Whitney did too. And I think that Whitney,
Whitney.
like I said, Whitney had a better range. I think she was more diversified. And
I do agree with that.
And I believe that because Whitney also did movies and all kinds of stuff on top of it that were, made big bucks. I mean, The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner, The Preacher's Wife. I mean, that plays every Christmas.
You know that the movie The Bodyguard, she didn't really have a lot of singing in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Clive Davis said this movie's, he watched it, the first cut, and he's like, this is going to be a bomb. It's going to be horrible unless you put her in it and let her do her thing. And they did, and it was what it
Went
was.
crazy, yeah.
Wasn't there a little drama between her and Dolly because somebody wanted to sing the song together and it just never happened between Whitney and Dolly?
Whitney blew her out of the water. That's another topic we should do one day. What cover songs are better than the original?
Ooh.
That would be a good topic.
Because Whitney's version was light years ahead of Dolly's.
I
Well,
completely agree
so
with
far unanimously, it's been Whitney. People have been responding Whitney on all platforms. It's been Whitney, 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 Whitney.
I think we have a winner.
I think we have a winner.
that. Wiener, chicken dinner.
I don't know if I like this next one. I think this next one's obvious.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bublé, Michael Bublé versus Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra all the way.
Sinatra.
I think Sinatra as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's unanimous.
Oh, he just crossed that one off the list.
Oh, yeah.
Although I do like Michael Bublé. I think that
Bublé?
Blue Blay.
Bublé.
Wait, he's talking about blueberry.
No,
And he has it in his mind.
no, Bublé. Talking about Bublé.
Blue Blay.
It's getting worse.
Boo, 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 boo. No contest, Sinatra. I know, Johnny. That's what we just said, brother.
Yeah, we agree. Let's get
We
to.
agree with you.
Let's just skip that one.
Let's
just
skip that one. Okay, here's
next one.
Here's a
Dang.
controversial one. This is
Ooh.
going to tick
Yeah.
some people off. So everybody out there in Radio Land and Streamland and all that, we want to hear you what you think. And I say we don't answer yet. I say we start talking about their good parts, and then we'll see what people start saying, and then we'll give our opinion.
Absolutely.
So, Billy Joel versus Elton John.
Ooh, and speaking of that, for the concert series, the Quarantine Concert Series, John Gore did both.
Yep.
And if you didn't tune in last night, you didn't see it, and it was absolutely amazing. He did Billy Joel last night, and of course, last week did Elton John. You want to check that out on Vbar Live, of course.
So you don't want us to tell people our opinion right away.
Yeah, I want people. I want to see what people are saying.
Yeah,
real
what
We
quick.
got one for Billy Joel. Billy Joel. I know what I think. You guys know what you think?
Oh,
It is
yeah.
hard, Johnny.
Yeah, everybody's like tough one.
Yep, tough one.
I think they both have good qualities. I think
Think they're both good singers. Think they're both good entertainers. I think they're both good piano players.
yeah.
I'm torn on this one. I really am, but I will, if I had to give one out of another, Elton John comes as a team. Billy Joel was by himself because of the lyrist with Elton John. So I'm saying Billy Joel. But both equally incredible. That I'm torn, completely torn in between, but I would say Billy Joel.
So I go with Elton.
I'm gonna go with Billy Joel.
Why?
I'm gonna go with Billy Joel because I think that, for me, I like the variety and I like the lyrics to his songs better, as a whole than Elton John. Now I think Elton John is great, and I think
I
a
think
lot
Elton
of his.
John's a better piano player. I think Billy Joel would say Elton John's a better piano player.
I think they're both.
Yeah, I think
absolutely
they're
equally
both-
amazing.
I think they're both good.
And
you
that's
know,
a hard one.
Put it this way, showmanship. I believe Elton John
Oh.
has Billy Joel over,
Oh yeah.
no problem.
Costumes and glasses?
As far as the songs and stuff, I like Billy Joel's songs better than Elton John's. I know he has a lot of songs, and he's written even for songs like the movies for like The Lion King and all that kind of stuff, and he's super talented. But I like Billy Joel's songs better, so that's what's gonna push me over to Billy Joel.
I see. For me, I don't think I like Billy Joel's music as much as Elton John's. I mean, I have Elton John in my playlist. I don't think I have any. I might have Piano Man.
I was
in my
introduced.
Oh,
I was
see.
introduced to Billy Joel first.
I like
So-
like Billy the Kid. I like Captain Jack.
For me, like if you're an artist where a lot of your songs are yelled at sporting events in arenas and stuff, I think it's kind of like it's kind of poppy, kind of blah.
It's
Where Elton John has, some of his music is considered some of the best ever written, So
Yes, Uptown Girl is a good song.
Uptown.
yeah,
Girl.
that's the one. I don't like that song.
It's still rock and roll to me. That was my first exposure to Billy Joel. And back then, we were listening to records. And, of course, I'd go through my dad's records. We'd make 8 tracks as far as you could record from album to 8-track and 8-track to cassette. And that's what was highly, as far as like an influence on me, would have been that Billy Joel song.
Plus, if you can do a concert every night and drink a whole bottle of alcohol every night, you're pretty dang talented.
Look at that. Aaron Lewis is like that.
I mean, for me personally, I think Billy Joel has a lot of music that after I've heard it 100 times, I just don't want to hear it again. Elton John, I've heard 100 times and I still want to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I have albums for both, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a toss-up. It's hard to argue it because both
It's fun.
sides are...
It's funny because everybody's split. You know,
Yes,
there's Elton John people, there's Billy Joel people that are tuning in. So, but yeah, we'll have to call that one a toss-up for sure.
Tie.
Number
you like-
6.
Dio versus Ozzy Sabbath.
Ooh,
Who was the better Black Sabbath?
Ozzy for sure for me.
Ozzy.
Yeah, I like solo Dio more than I like Ozzy solo, though. Rainbow in the Dark. Like a rainbow in the dark. Yeah.
Grab your chicken nuggets and pull.
Holy diver.
What's your favorite Sabbath song?
I know yours is probably War Pigs.
Mine is War Pigs, yeah. I love that song.
I like Paranoid.
Yeah. War Pigs is on my playlist when I get the PA set up at a big concert or a big music festival. I let that crap rip. Yes, Johnny Plaus is with me. Some War Pigs.
Ooh.
Yes. Rocking that out.
Oh yeah,
Iron Man. Yeah.
Ooh, I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah. There's good songs.
And don't get me wrong, Dio is awesome. I mean,
I love watching the old concerts of Ozzy, though, when he was with Black Sabbath, like running around the stage and stuff.
yeah, he just
He
didn't
was
care.
crazy.
Dude was a
Oh,
maniac.
yeah,
He's awesome.
insane.
No wonder he's so screwed up.
I watched a video of like they were by a pool, and they challenged him to stick his tongue in urine, and he just didn't care and did, and you're like, Ozzy just didn't care.
Just think Sharon finds that attractive. She must. She's married to
I-
For this long.
I know, and they had kids. That's crazy.
Sharon. He's like this.
They had.
Have you
kids.
watched his show?
Yeah,
His
It's
new
hard to
show?
watch his show.
they filmed an episode with him and his son in Key West, and I never got to see it.
Yeah, he did snort ants. You know what the funny thing is it's funny and it's also sickening at the same time. We've talked about it on the show before is when Post Malone came out with that song that Ozzy was featured on.
Put him on the map.
And it went viral. All these kids were posting like, whoever this new Ozzy guy is, Post Malone's gonna put him on the map because he's awesome. He is awesome.
I know that Ozzy said that was the most fun he's had in the studio since he was with Sabbath.
Yeah,
And he wants to do a song with him again, which I think they did. They did. It already came out.
yeah. I'm sure.
Did you?
I'd like to hang out with Ozzy.
That would be awesome.
I don't know how much I could take, but I would like to hang out with him for a
Well,
little
do you
while.
think he still parties?
I don't know. I'm sure he does
Well, he's
something.
in the hospital, I think, right now, right?
Oh,
But
I didn't know that. But did you see?
that's one of the people that I haven't like been able to. I've seen him a couple times in passing on like at TV studios, but I've never like actually like talked to him or mixed him before. And I would have liked to back in the day mix him.
Did you see the video of him? Or it's Ozzy. It's DJ Cumberbund made a remix of Ozzy and Earth, Wind and Fire. If,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
If you haven't seen it, it is hilarious how they combine the two songs to make it one, and it's Crazy Train. To me, it's brilliant.
They
Have you seen
tons
it,
of-
Jason?
I haven't.
We're gonna play it.
They have
like-
tons of those though online.
Yeah. Did you see the one video where it's just Ozzy, like clapping, and it's like it's something like Ozzy Rocks or something like that, or Ozzy Rules. It's on YouTube.
I stopped watching artists like that on YouTube after somebody sent me the Yoko Ono revision of some song, and she stood in the middle of a hallway and was like just screaming.
No, what they did for
I
this
was like, oh my God, why didn't the guy shoot her instead of John?
But like, is they're shooting the video that you see them? It's
Well,
a
I mean,
person just like doing this on the guitar, and as Ozzy's walking past, you just hear.
Oh, I don't know.
You haven't seen it? Oh
No.
my gosh, is it hilarious?
Let's get to the next one. Here we go. Skinnerd versus the Allman Brothers.
I'm saying Skinnerd.
Skinnerd. All day.
Skinnerd, by far.
I put Allman Brothers as great music, but more of like a cult following, and not in
Dave
a bad,
Matthews.
not a bad cult following, but like just they have their people. It's sort of like Deadheads with Grateful Dead, you know,
Dave Matthews.
or Dave Matthews. Like they're either diehard Allman Brothers fans, or they're like, oh, okay, I can take it or leave it type
Well,
people.
if you look at all the licks, like I'll just say, for instance, Dickie Betts was Allman Brothers. Good stuff. But for Skinnerd, it was an entire band that was jamming and coming up with these licks that, as a guitar player, you play them over a lifetime. They were the ones that created them. So me, by far, Leonard Skinnerd, even though I don't want to play that song.
Freebird.
Okay.
People are calling out Freebird.
See you guys in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
We ain't playing that.
Beep. All right, this next one is going to be the most controversial.
For us.
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys
Really?
all day long.
I haven't thought about this one.
In sync.
Backstreet Boys.
I say in sync.
Really? I thought you were gonna say NSYNC
Why?
because I think you would marry Justin Timberlake.
No. Well, the thing is that I prefer JT's solo career over his boy band career. He's a better solo artist. That's why I pick Backstreet Boys.
When we're not on air, he's like breaking out JT moves and
I don't know his moves. How do you? I don't know.
whatever you do. Johnny thinks NSYNC.
I think in sync.
Why?
I
By
think
far.
Dirty
back.
Pop. I can
Well,
say
if
it
you
every
look at
show.
all the dance moves and just everything that they had all coordinated, it was 5 guys. Their harmonies were killer.
Chris, I gotta stop. Chris mentioned New Kids on the Block, and dude, I said New Kids on the Block when we started talking about this. I was like, New Kids on the Block all day long. New Kids on the Block, New Kids on the Block, and it was like, wow, they're not. We should do Billy Joel versus, or not Billy Joel. I'm reading this sheet. We should do NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys.
Well, I picked Backstreet Boys over New Kids on the Block, but I would pick NSYNC over New Kids on the Block.
You are my
You're not my fire. You picked NSYNC.
Well, that's because I actually met them a couple times and I partied with them. They're good guys.
Yeah,
No,
we're not
they're
talking
not.
about who's
Well,
a better person, who's better musician, artist, music, whatever, influence. Backstreet Boys is still played in the clubs today. I've been there. I've seen it.
Yeah, it is. It's replayed.
No, I'm still
It still
sticking.
brings the house down.
I did a celebrity beach volleyball tournament with them
Really?
for iHeart. Yeah, it was
Was
crazy.
it like Top Gun?
No, it was not
Shirtless
like Top
aviators?
Gun. They're all like me now. They're somewhat little less physique inclined,
Yeah.
as we
No
once
like
were.
slow-mo volleyball.
No slow-mo volleyball.
Or you could be like, well, Nick Carter, of course, from Backstreet Boys, got kicked out of the Hog's Breath in Key West. He actually, I believe, he got arrested.
Really?
Yes.
Crazy.
So
This next one is one we've talked about on the show recently in the news. about the feud between these two bands. It's the Beatles versus the Stones. Stones and the Beatles.
So, do you want me to go first, or you guys?
Yeah,
wanna-
you go
Yeah.
first.
Stones.
Why?
I like the Stones because, like, I think
Because they'll
that
never die.
well, they won't die.
They're immortal.
They're immortal.
Keith Richards is permanently embalmed.
All my health tips have come from Keith Richards, so I will be not pickled. I will live on forever. But no, the Stones, because I'm a big fan of the Swampers and the swamp music and all that kind of stuff. And the Stones did a lot of stuff down at like Fame Studios and all that kind of stuff. And they had a lot of that. If you really listen to their tracks, they had a lot of like soul stuff happening in the background of a lot of their stuff. And I think that the Beatles, as they transformed their music from what they were when they first started to the end, I think that it got I think that they basically started getting sloppy, and I think that, you know, I think that their music became less awesome.
The Beatles?
Yeah.
I think that the Beatles are like once every few hundred years, because the Beatles wrote so many melodies. They wrote hundreds of melodies that have staying power and that are good. I mean, a lot of bands, like look at the catalog of like Led Zeppelin or bands like that. They have lots of songs, but the amount of like stuff that the Beatles wrote and that was impactful and was hits, that hasn't been done since Mozart. It hasn't. If you look at history, it hasn't. And the Beatles were able to do that. I picked the Beatles.
I'm kind of torn, but the one thing I
So
see,
you think they grew, like Johnny just made a comment, Johnny Plus just made a comment saying that he thinks that the Beatles grew musically. Do you think they grew musically or just more drug-induced?
No, well, I think they started with "I Wanna Hold Your Hand" to like long pieces and more in-depth lyrics. The culture at the time allowed them to really expand on what they thought was going on in the world.
So I'm
And-
assuming your pick is the Beatles.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do
I'm torn between the both. It's just, if you look at Keith Richards, the way that he experimented with open tunings and a lot of the songs that they played, and then of course you have Paint It Black, but then you have the Beatles that, they're both innovators. For me, I am torn 50-50.
I think it's
I can't sway one way to another.
I think it's the taste as well. I mean, like, I'm not a Pink Floyd fan. Spider, you're a Pink Floyd fan, so
Yeah.
you like more of that, trancey type,
I mean, I like everything. I love the Stones,
yeah.
and probably would rather see the Stones live than the Beatles.
Yeah.
But I will listen to more of the Beatles' music.
Think about it. Back in the day, the Beatles, for the audience that they've had and the PA that was provided to them, they could never hear themselves while they were playing. And as far as like a concert and PA and so on and so forth.
And you think the Stones could hear themselves?
Well, I hope so.
No, the Stones were in the same era. They didn't really start getting high-tech stuff until like the 80s, later 80s.
Yeah.
Well, I thought 70s would be
No.
not 50s. They
Later
just-
80s. The Beatles weren't 50s.
Yeah, they were.
No.
The Beatles were 50s.
No, they were 60s, dude.
The British invasion was the 60s.
That would make Paul McCartney like 100 years old right now.
Yeah, I mean, here, I'll tell you when it was.
The British invasion was it's like early 60s.
Yeah.
I want to say like 62. I don't know. Yeah, get that. Google it. Yep. Somebody commented 1965 Beatles.
It was 65? Damn.
Yep. British invasion. The British invasion started November 1964.
My bad.
Yep.
But still, I mean,
That was the era of the Beatles, the Kinks, Herman's Hermits, the Yardbirds, Gary and the Pacemakers, the Hollies, Dusty Springfield, the Animals,
The Kinks were very
the
influential.
Zombies. Dude, I like the Animals. The Animals were like, they had the Animals, a lot of the Animal stuff had a nice, hard, bluesy stuff to it. Because they did a song called Boom Boom Boom. That was like,
They just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, right?
yeah. But the song, the Boom Boom Boom, was awesome. If you get a chance to listen to it, like everybody knows, like, you know, their normal catalog, but they had a bunch of like more hard bluesier stuff, and it was great. So it's good. You know what I love about this whole thing is like everybody who's been talking in is totally like
On it.
spread in the middle.
Yeah.
Like
These are good.
nobody is like totally loving
Like
each other right now.
one-sided.
We're causing some riff. That's
What's
good.
our-
Go ahead, fight people, fight.
Fights.
Waves are fun. Fight, fight, fight.
What's the next one, Jason?
All right, the next one is I like this one.
Ooh.
John Denver versus James Taylor.
Denver.
Taylor.
Man.
Why John Denver? And don't say son-in-law movie with Pauly Shore.
Why not? That was my whole point. Where I was going with that was my whole point.
I was waiting for that.
I don't know.
That's sort of like saying you like Bohemian Rhapsody because of Wayne's World.
They did bring it. That song wasn't as popular anymore. Wayne's World brought it back.
They brought it back.
That song didn't get back on the charts until Wayne's World. So.
This is great. We already have a riff going between our audience again. Yes, we're picking good ones.
Yeah, baby.
Tell us why you think James Taylor or John Denver. Why?
I like James Taylor better because I like his voice a little better, and I like most of his songs better. I mean, there's a couple like Country Road and stuff like that I like, but or Country Boy because it's more of an iconic song. But those are the only two songs I know of John Denver that really stick out. The rest are pretty too folky for me, folk music, where I think like James Taylor had more like a better catalog of music.
I
Right, Johnny, just as I was
absolutely
saying,
agree with
Johnny
you on that.
typed in better catalog. Yep.
And
So
besides,
everybody keeps
Well,
saying-
Sharon, hear James Taylor. Look it up. He has a great catalog.
Well, no, they didn't say James Taylor. They said JT. That's what people call Justin Timberlake.
That is
So-
not.
So Justin Timberlake, this is what Johnny said. Justin Timberlake has an incredible catalog of music. Literally, he tells a story that draws you in. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yes. And what can you tell me about Dirty Pop?
That was NSYNC, dude.
It's awesome. All right. Well, we gotta move along so we can get through a couple more of these. Country scale. Brooks and Dunn versus Montgomery Gentry.
Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, Brooks and Dunn.
All
Brooks and
day.
Dunn.
Boot
That's
scoot
easy.
and boogie.
Heel toe, do-si-do. Come on, baby, let's go, boot scoot.
This one will be a controversial one. Nirvana versus Foo Fighters.
Nirvana.
First gen or second gen, basically.
Foo Fighters.
I can win that argument all day.
Tell
But
us.
You're opinionated because
Nirvana.
that's your favorite band.
No,
period.
no. Nirvana defined a generation. Foo Fighters did not.
That is
Entire
true.
decade is defined by Nirvana.
That is
Foo
true.
Fighters have not.
No, I completely disagree. Like I was there for the transition.
Nirvana came first. They inspired Foo Fighters because of Dave Grohl.
No, it's not. No, it's not that.
I'm just using your argument against you.
What argument?
Boom
against
time.
me?
That one came before the other.
No. That's not the case here because it was the Foo Fighters, of course. The drummer became the guitar player and the singer of the band. I mean, but I went from that party atmosphere to the '90s to where everything was depressing.
So
Hey,
So,
Scooter.
No, I like to have a great time party, and that's what I bring to an audience. What I saw about that was how mommy and daddy can mess with your head, and all of a sudden, if you look at most of those '90s singers, and if you look at it, most of them aren't alive because they offed themselves. So, what does that tell you about that music? It's depressing. I don't like it.
well, it's only depressing because you interpret it as
I don't.
depressing.
Did
Jim
you ever-
Morrison
did
offed
you-
himself, and
did
that
you
was not
ever
in that
read
decade.
The lyrics? Did you ever read the lyrics to a lot of those '90s songs?
Well, we're talking specifically Nirvana right now.
Well,
and
I
Foo
like
Fighters.
so here's my thing. I agree that Nirvana started and shaped that generation. It was part of the influencer. I do like the Foo Fighter music better. You know.
That's the only one I like.
But let me take a moment here real quick, just to break. So real quick, just to say something. So Scooter, yes. So Scooter asked a question that if it was okay to upload some of his live videos and stuff like that to Vbar. So anybody, and put it this way. So if you join the Vbar group, there's a page and a group. We join and follow both of them, but the group is meant for helping spread the love of music and be a platform for people to get out there. So go ahead, Scooter, join the Vbar group and post away. That's for people to express themselves and show their music and talk, and that's what that whole group is there for. It's just for music. We don't really have anything to post. Find the shows and such, but the group, that's what it's for. So have at it, and we encourage it. And
Post away.
if you know people that sing or have a band or whatever, and they're starving and they have what you want, and that's what that group's for. It's so people can experience new things, plus to help any artists that might need some extra help or want to make help get their tips going or whatever. So go ahead, post away.
Post Malone.
The next one, Reba versus Dolly. Reba McEntire versus Dolly Parton.
I just like Dolly more. I can't stand Reba.
I like Reba's songs better.
It sounds like, I don't know, she's like muffled
Well-
to me.
Reba had her own show, but Dolly has her own theme park. But Dolly was in movies, so
I mean, this is a music show, so I'm judging the music.
no, I
think
completely agree.
I think Dolly is a better actress. Reba is a better singer.
Well, I think Reba maybe he's a better singer. I just can't stand her voice.
No?
Reba McDonald is what I call her. She sounds like Ronald McDonald.
Oh, I like that song Fancy.
Somebody said I can't stand her either. Thank you.
I like the song Fancy and stuff like that. I think she sings it well. And you know what? That was when music videos were good.
Yes,
Stallone.
it's the worst movie ever.
It's
the best.
It's the
worst
best,
movie.
yeah.
Budweiser.
You created a monster, and they call me Drinkenstein.
Drinkenstein. That's a hit. That's a hit.
And start playing it. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know Dolly wrote. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Learn something new every day.
It's
Thanks,
not the same
Sharon.
though. Like the structure of the song is a lot different.
Yeah.
It sounds different.
Yeah, but she wanted to sing it with Whitney, and something happened between that, and it never happened.
You know what? I didn't like Dolly as a solo artist very much, but actually when she did stuff with like Kenny Rogers
Oh,
and stuff,
yeah.
that was good stuff.
Well,
But
back
nothing can top her and Stallone.
ooh,
Reba has not done a collab like Dolly and Stallone.
no. But if you look at the country artists back then, they would combine like Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty, and of course Dolly and the gambler dude, Kenny.
Kenny Rogers.
Yes, you can never forget that. Long live Kenny. But they did that a lot back then, and I think it's cool to bring two people like that together now, and a lot of people aren't doing that. Who's Reba basically dueled up with?
I don't know who she's partnered up with. I'm just saying
Not Stallone.
I like her music. I like her music a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
That's
I hate to say it, but we are out of time. So we just,
Oh my gosh.
unfortunately, we ran so out of time we can't even play you a song. But what we can do is we can thank our sponsors, Simple Vodka, Key West Smugglers Whiskey, Element Brands, which is our CBD infused water, and Apple Rush. And we will see you again on Wednesday.
My name's Spider.
My name's Jason,
My name is John.
and we will see you Wednesday.
Catch you on the flippity flip.